hopefully they it doesn't have to come to that. And like you said, like it wasn't like they intentionally tried to break their game. No one wants to intentionally lose money. They thought this is what the people wanted. And it was just they were just categorically wrong on all fronts. And that is another reason why I have hope. Because like you said, if this was all done in bad faith, yeah, dude. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like on some MK shit, how the Mortal Kombat people are just obviously getting hoed. Like, obviously. You know what I mean? Then,
Yeah.
because Warner Brothers doesn't give a fuck, then yeah, like, you know, whatever. But Harada has made it clear, like you said, the apologies, the this, the that, the slight fixes, and then the 3 good drops after the bad shit with Anna. Like, dude, like, they're trying. But like you said, it's going to take time. But when is season 3 supposed to drop? Or, like, roughly?
So the two things we're basing it off of is one where season 1 and 2 started. That's April 1st and April 4th. And then the other thing is we can see that this battle pass will end on March 15th. So usually when it ends, a new one begins. So either that could be season 3, like March, 20th something, or they'll do another battle pass from March to April and fill the gap. So basically like March, April,
Okay.
is the expected time.
So let's give them grace and say May, right? Let's just say
Yeah.
May. They drop season 3. That gives them almost over a year of of an autopsy to be like, okay, what the fuck went wrong here, and how can we fix it? With all the complaints and everything like that, how can we compile all this information and make the best game possible? That's plenty of data, plenty of tournament data, plenty of Twitter replies and shit like that. And it's different between a patch and a new season. And I feel like players aren't understanding that part. And that's what's making them impatient. A patch is like, it's exactly how it sounds. It's a patch. Oh, this is broken. Let's patch this up. This isn't working as intended. Let's patch this up. It's a slap job. You know what I mean? A new season is like a new car. Like, this car is no longer,
A better version of it.
right. Yeah, it's like we had the 2013 model.
Here's the pro.
Yeah, exactly. That's a new season.
All right.
So
Here's a max.
exactly. Like when you have a new season, you can fundamentally change the way the game is played. A patch is just a patch. A new season can feel like an entirely different game. And I know that from experience. When Fighters came out, right? We went 3 seasons with not having the ability to change our assist. It was just every character had a certain assist that they did, and that was that. Season 3 came along, and you got to change the assist. That one feature fundamentally changed how the game was structured and how the game was played. That changed Dragon Ball forever, because now I can simply change the assist that my characters work. Now, instead of running this stock team, for example, I have more character availability. I could do this, I could do that. That was all in a new season, though. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Tekken has that going for them. And funny enough, it happened during season 3. That change that nobody expected happened during season 3, and it breathed new life into fighters. And it just fundamentally to this day changed how the game was played. So we could fuck around and get Tekken 7 like 4.0 type shit. You know what I mean? Where what if there's an option, right? To where you could do rank mode with, instead of heat, with rage drive. There's a mode for that. If you want to play Tekken 8 with heat, all right, go ahead. You want to play Tekken 8 with rage drive, cool. And what if that changes the meta of how tournament standards are run? I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's going to be the thing, but what if they did something like that? Where if everybody's complaining about the heat and everyone preferred rage drive, what if they're like, all right, fuck it, no more heat, just rage drive. And if you don't want, and if you want to continue to play with heat, there's a mode for that. Just like there's a mode for Tekken Ball and all this other shit, there's a mode for whatever. You know what I mean? We flopped on the heat, so now heat is like the party mode now. Our bad. Rage drive was more suitable. Here we go. Or what if they even do something with the tracking where it's like what if they just remove tracking altogether? Or they keep tracking and there's an indicator just like there's an indicator for homing moves. So now you can lab what's tracking and what's homing. You know what I mean? Like shit like that.
Some type of labeling of how much tracking is one
It
move.
you see what I mean? Shit, you don't think shit like that would change the game, Moon?
Yeah. The thing too with Tekken though is that you could delay certain attacks, and if you delay it, it'll realign. But that's something you could talk about, right? Is like delaying an attack and making it realign. And those are the type of things too that I think they are slowly introducing, like throw break training for once. People credit me with that being added into the game because in season one I was complaining about throws. I probably made like 6 videos talking about throws and how cheap they are, and the game does nothing to help you learn anything about it. And the final video that I made, which got like a lot of attention, the update after that they added it into the game, and it made a huge difference in like my gameplay, and like the way that you're speaking about it is like it's making a huge difference in yours and many other people, you know what I mean? So it's like if they were to continue doing that in multiple different ways with tracking, with sidestepping, because one thing about punishment training that people say should be added is like there's moves that can be sidestep in the game, so the game should really have sidestep training. Like
Ooh.
here's a string, and then you could sidestep this hit here. There's
That
moves in the game that can be crouched. For example, one of the most notorious is Eddie's 333. You just press XXX and then he does a string. It's a mid, high, mid. You could crouch under the high and kill him. And there's many strings in the game like that. And it's like they could create a, maybe evasion training, sidestep training. It's like those are the kind of things that like really would evolve the game as well. And I think we'll get there eventually, but I think they're juggling so many things right now that some of these ideas they don't have,
right, but
like
then
like how we're sitting and talking about the game, they really don't have that like luxury. They're like really like they're looking at like 10,000 moves and trying, you know what I mean? So a bright idea may not pop in a sea of to-do lists, you know what I mean?
but this is why this is why season 3 is so important, because they can't afford to miss out on these details. And going to your point about how your video was instrumental on introducing throw break training, it's just more proof on why these conversations need to always be had whenever they can be had on any kind of a scale, because you never know what will be the video that lands at their doorstep and they're like, you know what, fuck it, they're right, let's do that. You know what I mean? Because and this, so it's multifold, right? Like we have to keep bringing this stuff up. We have to, and we can't get, like, again, this isn't a patch that's gonna go down in May. This is a whole new season. So it's beyond just the moves and the character balances. It's quality of life stuff as well that needs to get fixed. It's the rank system that needs to get fixed. There's probably some shit in Tekken Ball that we don't know about that's not working properly. We're just not in that world. The customization.
Or they might add a new layer of moves.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Or or like and even like shit like the customization, or even just like this. I'm watching the replay, right? Like, you know how you can click X and then go to the punishment training on the replay? You should be able to
Yeah.
click X and duck that string. Instead of manually doing it, it should be just like I can work on punishing, I should be able to work on ducking and punishing. And that should be labbable without me having to hardwire it in. Like, have it be training mode accessible. Like, duck this string, sidestep this, going back to that evasion thing that you're talking about. You
Every
know?
instant replay should have a
Yeah.
section in your practice area. Like play this. Like I need to reenact this replay type shit.
Right. Or even just having a, because in the instant replay they don't have like a 5 second up and 5 second back. It's just they skip. Like you just you're the fast forward button just skips chunks of the match. It should work like a regular replay, like a YouTube. You know how you can double tap and go 5 seconds up or 5 seconds back. You know
Yeah.
they need to add that. It's and all of these things need to be like. I can understand if they don't do these things in a patch because it's a patch. A season, no, they can't miss. Like that's what I'm saying. Moon is that you're right. They got a lot of other stuff on their plate, but they don't have the goodwill that they had in season one or going into season two. That goodwill is gone. They have to knock it out of the park.
They have to shoot for the moon.
They have to get
Yeah,
this shit.
they gotta go crazy. I think they will though. Like that's what I be telling people is like I believe in them. Like
I
I
do
believe
too.
that they'll do something great. I don't think that they'll drop another failure on us. If they do, it just shows like a level of incompetence that can't be altered. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it will be because it's easy, you know, it's easy to
Exactly.
fix this game. Like the problems is super obvious, like in many different ways. You know what I mean? Like it's so obvious all around. So I think they'll
Who
nail it.
I got a question for you. Who do you think the devs should be listening to?
Um, statistics one. I was talking to a so there's this other game developer. He's not a Tekken developer, but he worked on like um what's the Batman games called? Not Dark Knight.
Arkham.
Yeah, Arkham. He worked on those games. He worked on Halo. He worked on
Oh
Last of
wow.
Us. Like he made some games. And I was asking him, can the Tekken developers like see how often a individual move is used, see how often like certain things are done. And he was saying it's possible for games to do that, but they just have to do that. You know, they have to like put that they have to want to see, like let's say GTA 6, right? They have to want to see how many times people were using an AK over this gun, right? And the reason why I
Mhm.
was asking him is because if they had that kind of data, then their answers is right there what needs to be fixed because players use the most broken things. You know, if you see people, if you see, you know, players using this ability, then you could just be like, okay, well, how are they using it? Okay, well, that's too powerful. You know what I mean? What moves are being used to close out rounds? Oh, okay, is this move? Boom. So, you know, from me talking with him, like basically, I think it will be, I think it will be good. I have, I'll say like 80% that it goes great. You know.
Okay. So like on an even simpler note, do you think like the devs should be listening to the pros? Do you think they should be listening to the casuals, or do you think they should be listening to a mixture of both? And
Well,
if so, like how do they go about that?
what I try to say is like, don't listen to what they're saying. Listen to what the feeling they're getting across, right? Pros are biased because they are professional players who play and compete in the tournament, right? And a
Mhm.
lot of them downplay their own characters, but then exaggerating other characters, right? And then, you know, average players, they don't lab nearly enough to understand everything, right? Like Yoshimitsu's Flash is one of the most notorious moves in the game, But there's certain players who walk around thinking it's an unblockable. There's certain people who walk around thinking this and that about the move. So it's like these guys hate the move, but they are describing it incorrectly. And this is why I say listen to how they feel. Don't balance the move based on what they're telling you. Just know that they're upset, know that they are frustrated with this mechanic, and then think to yourself, how can we make it to where they're not feeling that way? If everybody dislikes heat smashes into mix-ups, think about how can we make this something that people will like. So that's what I try to say is that because players don't agree. If you ask them about an individual character, people are going to give you multiple different answers. So you can't listen to what they're saying. Um, you gotta, um, listen to how they feel, basically.
What do you think the most, like, out of the fighting games that are out currently, who do you think has the most, what company or development team has the most balanced game and why? Like, what are they
I
doing
don't,
that the Tekken dev team has yet to do?
I don't know about the other fighting games besides Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and I think Mortal Kombat it might be more balanced, but it's more flawed because the like the tag or what do they call it the like
Mortal
not the
Kombat 1
tagging
is just
system but the
Mortal
what'd you say?
Kombat 1 is just Mortal Kombat 1 is just basically Injustice 3 reskinned with Mortal Kombat. That's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah,
That's all it is. That's why Mortal Kombat 1 didn't hit like it normally should have, because that was supposed to be
yeah,
Injustice 3.
yeah, and they changed it the last second because Warner Bros made them change.
Yeah, because
Um,
they wanted another Mortal Kombat game.
yeah.
See, and that,
But
like, go ahead.
no, 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 you could go ahead.
Like, I just feel like, Warner Brothers is a shitty example because they're actually, like, actively just not good to their base. You know what I mean? Like,
They destroy everything they touch.
yeah, that's just like, you seen what they did to multiverses, bro? Like, they're just a terrible
Yeah.
example. Like, they're actively just no. So I would say for me personally, it would be like, oh shit, it would be like, what's that game? Street Fighter, or like even Guilty Gear. Like, the complaints that they have are like quality of life stuff, like the customization, shit like that, or I don't really hear about too much. And maybe because I'm not in there, I don't really know. I'm not saying that there isn't any busted shit, but there isn't anything outlandish on some Anna level shit in these games that I know of anyway. You know? So,
Yeah.
and I feel like what these dev teams need to do is, you want to talk about players having egos. I feel like these devs got monster egos, and they don't want to take from the other team essentially.
Look
And
at
it's like, bro, if it's player first oriented, like, you've gotta fucking just, what are they doing? What does their base feel about their game? And how do we do the same? And, like, when was Tekken, any Tekken that you know of, when was Tekken the most balanced ever that you can recall?
It has to be Tekken 5 DR is the answer. But I didn't play Tekken 5 DR, but I know if like if all of the Tekken players was here right now, they'll say Tekken 5 DR. Like that's the because you so Tekken 5 DR is basically Tekken 5 2. Tekken 5 was a game that was like wildly successful. And the developers listened to all the feedback that the players gave, and then they made like an updated version, which was Tekken 5 DR, Dark Resurrection. And
which made
that's
everybody on that motherfucking roster a monster. Pick your
on what
place.
DR.
Yes.
You think it was broken?
No, no, no. I don't think it was broken. But
Uh,
if you want to be technical about it, and from like a professional standpoint, yeah, it was.
cause
Ev-
I didn't play it. I just know that's what, Tekken players.
Man,
I would say season 2 of
every
Tekken 7. You know.
everybody could box on Dark Resurrection.
Mm. So, and why do you feel like Tekken 7 season 2 was peak?
Well, characters had that's when they had like their real identities. Um, that's when it wasn't a big roster. Cause I think Tekken has too many moves. The average move size is like 90. In other games it's like 20. Somewhere around there. So the roster size was decent. There wasn't really broken DLC characters besides maybe two or three. The mechanics weren't ridiculous. The frames weren't egregious. Um, it was just the rank system was very well. It was just a very, very solid game. I don't think you can. It was as perfect as you could get it. Like there was, because there's always going to be something broken. Like those three characters, Akuma, Geese, Julia, Marduk.
Right.
But it was really good. It was very, very good.
So the reason why I say that is because even if there's like, this is why consensus is
When
important.
we witnessed Akuma take that round and hey man, it was different.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Bro.
even with Akuma too, though, not everyone could do it. That's the thing. Like, not
That was a
everyone
high
could.
execution play. That's what people fail to realize. It's like, man, that was cheese. No,
Yeah,
that
that's
was
why
flavorful.
people low key kind of like respected Akuma too, because they knew like the guy was like cooking. You know what I mean? But it's like with Anna is like anyone could do it. You know what I mean? And that's what really makes Tekken 8 bad. What really makes Tekken 8 bad is that they give anyone this power. Like the way I would describe it is like it's like you
Honda
have the
literally
fast
always been the
cars
first team in the
and you
games.
have the slow cars. It's like if you put like a souped up motor in every Honda, like people will be crashing. You know what I mean? It would be, the fatality rate would go up, right? And
Right.
it's like that's what Tekken 8 did is they put a supercharged motor in every character, and it's only
Everybody,
supposed to be in the characters that's like that. You know what I mean?
everybody's driving a Corvette.
And that's why I
Yeah,
feel like consensus is so necessary, and that's why I asked you that question, because it's like, even if we can come to a consensus like on like the the most balanced Tekken has been or whatever, and we tell the devs why, now we can move with a sense of directionality to where for them to be like, so they're not just going in there blind, like, so they're like, all right, what do the players want and why? And then if we give them a an example of like Tekken 5 DR, or season 2 of Tekken 7, and why this shit was so clean, now we're not just complaining, we're moving with an action plan on, we want the game to feel like this, we want it to like, we want, the simple things, like the, like you were saying, like the identity of the character, where not everybody's just stance dancing, you know what I mean, like, let characters like feel like their own characters again, you know what I mean, and
yeah,
bring that to their attention. And it's that's why these conversations are so necessary, because now it's not, we're not moving aimlessly throughout the current landscape of the game. It's like, I want the game, the reason why I'm mad at the game right now is because it didn't always used to be like this, and here's why. And then you go on with whatever examples you got. And that's where I feel like majority of the base of Tekken, even if we don't agree, like, has lost the plot. Casuals in general, beyond just Tekken as well. That's where they lose the plot. They'll just say some shit and not even know why they're saying it, but it's just this hive mind mentality because, well, one of my favorite content creators said it, so it must be true. But you don't know why it's true. You haven't formed your own real opinion. You're just kind of floating in the ether, and that now you don't know why you believe what you believe. You're just believing it. You know what I mean? And then when shit hits the fan and someone questions you on it, you don't have a basis on which to stand. So that's why I feel like this shit is important, because people need to start thinking for themselves, just in general. You know what I mean? And just being like, yo, bro, like, this is dumb because I feel like this and that, whatever. And then move on like that. And I know the internet is the internet, and they don't care to be right or reasonable. They care to be an internet child and fucking be a troll. But again, that doesn't move the needle. You know what I mean? I'm talking in terms of moving the needle and getting shit done. Like, I don't know. No, I do know. Like, that's what needs to happen wholesale in the FGC. Like, that needs, like, yeah. The serious people need to get together, have these conversations and debates. Like, I think you were there. You were there. You didn't leave the Mike Hollow chat, right? When we were all there,
Yeah,
just
I was
talking
there the
about.
whole time.
Yeah. Bro, that was super fucking healthy, and none of us agreed on everything, but we agreed on the core ideas, which made that conversation fruitful for all parties, even if we didn't agree. Because at the end of the day, we're all trying to move in the same direction. How do we make this game better? Do you know what I mean? What can we do to make this game better? You know? And I just don't want people like yourself or the people that we were having that conversation with to lose heart in that. You know what I mean? I want their resolve to be strengthened, because it's like, bro, put it like this, the moment people like yourself stop having this conversation and stop giving a fuck and stop being passionate, it's over. It's over, dude. It's done. It doesn't even matter. And I think you know this. Like, it's beyond over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If people like you, Mike Hollow, Shinblade, just one day woke up and was just like, if the game does good, cool. If it doesn't, whatever. Yeah, okay.
You know,
Okay.
there's kind of a version of this happening right now. I don't think Mike ATL was in the. Does that name ring a bell to you, Mike ATL?
Mike ATL does ring a bell, but I don't know if he was in that conversation that we were having.
Oh, okay, but he is someone who like be trying to defend Tekken 8. He doesn't defend it. He just talks. He's a really good pro player who just be trying to educate people on like the real status of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And currently he's been just like he's kind of like trolling, but like you could tell that he's kind of like over it. But basically what he's doing right now is like he's just like, yeah, you guys are right, Tekken 8 sucks. And like he be like crashing out on stream about like Tekken 8 sucks. And that's what he's been doing. He's just been like he's kind of given up on like teaching the players the truth because they don't want to hear it. So there's like a version of it where like he's been fighting all of season 2 and he's kind of like over it.
And I feel like, again, just like I was saying with you, like your reality is what you see. You know what I mean? And he's around a whole bunch of his. It's not just him. I'm not saying it's all of his chatters. It's the FGC in general. They're bitch ass niggas. You know what I mean? Like, let's just keep let's start and stop there. Majority of them like have no spine. They don't stand up for themselves, and they don't formulate their own opinions, and they're not willing to have a serious conversation. So they're gonna go to these streams like yourself, Mike ATL, Mike Hollow, etc., and soil themselves. And in that regard, I could see where Mike ATL is like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. Because now I'm just tired. You know what I mean? But here's the difference. He's still playing the game. He still goes to tournaments, I'm pretty sure. You know what I mean? He's just done talking to these hive mind individuals. What needs to happen for Mike ATL is for him to have a conversation like this with other players he can have a serious conversation with. You know what I mean? Because now it's probably getting to
Yeah.
the point where other creators, I don't know, but I could see it being a thing where other creators are probably trolling him about the shit where it's like, yeah, bro, whatever, you know what I mean? Where it's just a running joke now. But if he was to have a serious conversation, I bet money, especially if you're saying he was on a different tune not too long ago, he would be having a whole different conversation. And it's because, you know, bro, it's like a, ah man, when you have that like toxic girlfriend, but it's still your girlfriend. It's like, yeah, bro, she's a bitch, but that's my bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Everybody's dealt with it in fighting games. I've dealt with it in fighters. You're dealing with it in Tekken. Because it's like, yeah, you could season 3 could flop for you right now, Moonsault. I don't see you going to any other fighting game, bro, and reporting on that shit. I don't see you
Hey,
going.
I'm gonna cut out. I got things to do.
All right, dog.
All right then.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't see you going to like Street Fighter or Tokon or 2XKO and starting to report on that shit. Wanna know why? Because at the end of the day, Tekken is Tekken. You might take a break. You might even stop playing for a minute and play some single player shit. You're gonna come back to Tekken though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're gonna come back to Tekken. So that's my main thing. But yeah, they're on their last leg. They are on their last leg.
Yeah. Nah, I think they know it. I think they'll do. I think they'll do good.
Yeah, facts,
It's
facts.
it's it's like saying it like now. I get how people would like scoff at the idea, but I think they know it's like is you know.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, like I'll wrap with this because I do gotta get ready to go to sleep myself. But like I'll wrap with this. It's like, bro, no one's trying to lose money intentionally with anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one wants to just lose money. Tekken with the, I'm pretty sure you go on Steam, the Steam chart and everything like that. They've been losing players, which means they've been losing potential money because they're not gonna buy the season 3 pass, they're not gonna buy the battle pass, the outfits, the this and the that. Like, no one wants to lose money, and like you said, they had 3 good characters. Like, there's hope, and they have the team and the resources money wise to make this game the way it should be, a top 3
Yeah.
game in the FGC. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, this shit will be fine. I'm confident we'll be fine. It's just them doing it. And right now all we can continue to do is just do what we've been doing. Keep streaming the game, keep making videos on the game, calling out their bullshit whenever we experience it, and then calling out the dope shit when we experience it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we all got a job to do in this situation, and we just need to make sure that we're holding others accountable and shit like that, for sure. But yeah, man,
Oh
fucking
yeah. I agree.
yeah, freaking So on in what I say? Not April, but March. Yeah, March. You trying to pull up to another Tekken Sunday, man?
Yeah. If a season 3 isn't there, yeah, we'll do it.
You know, that'll be a move.
Um.
That actually sounds more accurate. You know, for you to pull up when the joint release, that'll be dope. That'll be a moment. And as far as like me going to Joe Budden shit, I was supposed to go this week, but that whole cheater shit went down. And how that shit even happen, bro?
The guy
Like,
he's
how do
cheating
you
right
even?
now on Twitch. He's using cheats. Well, cheats is a big problem in Tekken. There's a lot of people use cheats, and people
But how
try to
did he
get these
find him
numbers.
though?
The guy's not hiding. The guy is he's like cloud chasing.
Oh
He wants
shit.
the attention. So usually when the cheater is like cheating, they'll like hide when people find out, but he wants the clout. Um,
Oh shit.
so like he that's why he went on Joe Budden's stream and was sitting there because
Yo, son. Yo, when I
yeah.
seen that shit and then you dropped that video that like right after the fact, I was like, yo, dog, what the fuck am I experiencing right now? And he was really fighting it. But there's
Yeah.
just too much evidence, bro. Where it's like the frame
Well,
one wave dashes and all that shit y'all was talking about. I'm like, oh shit.
yeah, he knows we know, but he's just doing this thing where he's just gonna pretend that he's not cheating for as long as he can, you know.
Oh, okay. All for the clout.
He
I get it.
yeah, he knows we know.
That's a dirty way to get clout, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
That ain't it. That ain't it.
it, and it's short lived too, cause Twitch go hit him up. Eventually, I'm pretty sure people probably go report his page, and
You gonna get blocked,
Tekken
right?
go. Yeah, he should get banned off Twitch. And then he should get banned from Tekken as well. So it's like short-lived clout.
See, that shit is dookie. That shit is actually dookie, bro. This nigga did all of that for like 20 minutes of fame, and now niggas ain't gonna want to fuck with you, bro. Like, that shit is a dirty way to, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that ain't it. That ain't it, bro. Word. Well,
yeah,
yeah,
it's insane.
fucking, I'm gonna be around your shit. I'm gonna be snooping and all that. You know what I mean? I'm glad that you popped up your shit for sure, for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But fucking, yeah, dog. I'm gonna be hitting you up for some like. Well, no, you told me to hit you up when I go to the Joe Budden shit, right?
yeah. I just want to watch. I just want to watch. I want to make sure I don't miss it.
Yeah, nah, it's gonna be a movie. I'm trying to go there. I'm gonna hit him up. I'm gonna go to his Discord and be like, "Yo, dog, I'm trying to pull up for some training this week." As far as the Rick Moolah drip shit though, I don't know when we gonna do that, but you already know. I know he's gonna try to put some chicken up, so I'm gonna be there for that. We gonna make that happen for sure, for sure. Word. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you when I get ready to go there for sure.
All right.
All right,
All
dog.
right. I'll get you later.
All right, man. Easy.
All right.
All right, Zay. I'm out slide.
All right, buddy.
All right, dog. All right, stream. That's a wrap. All right, YouTube. That's a wrap.